Okay, it's Wednesday. So we're gonna do the learning activity today in class, which is kind of fun. It does an ASCII art activity. We looked a little bit at ASCII art again. ASCII art is just like artwork that is made up of just characters. There. It used to be we'd make. I talk about emojis. We're not an example of ASCII art because we used to make emojis out of characters there, but I don't think you remember that. You've always probably had like image emojis here. But when I grew up, we like to make a smiley face, we'd do a colon and then a parenthesis because we didn't have emojis there. So that's what we're kind of looking at here today is just simple ASCII art. So we're going to go into Unit 3. And we're going to go down. I'm just going to go to the learning exercise here and bring that up. And again, now we're going to do more complicated art here like this. And again, it says early days of computers, this is how we often did graphics with stuff like this. In fact, I was just thinking this past summer, we are scanning in some images and saw that image of my first apartment in grad school there. This is my first studio apartment in grad school. And Spock on the wall here, that is all ASCII art. I printed that all off with a printer. So if you look really careful at everything there is a character out there. So I have fond memories of ASCII art from the old days here. So that's what we're going to do here. But we're going to take some pre-defined pictures here and try to generate art like this from them for this. So the first thing we need to do is open up our project. You have two ways of doing that. You can download the zip file, then right-click on it and choose extract, then open it up, go into NetBeans and open up the project. I'm just going to show you also, there's this GitHub way. I'm going to show you that way. I'm going to open up this link. I'm going to copy that link. Now I'm going to run NetBeans here. And in NetBeans, I'm going to go into Team, Git, and choose Clone. And I'm going to paste in that URL, that link. And I'm just going to have to hit next a couple times and then finish here. And then open the project. So eventually, one way or the other, you should have a project called ASCII Generator here. And you might have to open up the source packages, and inside that, the ASCII generator package. And finally, you'll get to this ASCII generator.java file. And you should open up, and it'll look kind of like this. So this is what we want you to get to, so the ASCII generator file is open in NetBeans. And again, you can do it either saving the zip file or else taking this URL and doing Team Git Clone in NetBeans for that. To see if you can get there, I'll pause this recording and check how we're doing. Okay, so again, this is our picture of our dog here. This is Chris's dog, I believe. And your job is to get it to print out kind of more like this. Now, some of the characters are darker as far as the amount of ink in them, and some of them are lighter. So like if you do a period, that doesn't have much, but if you do like an M, that has lots of ink in it. So your job is to modify this and print out different values here. So if you scroll down here, there's an if-then statement that you're going to want to modify here. Just modify that if-then statement. Don't modify anything below this line. There's a bunch of stuff below this line that reads in the file and does a lot of stuff that you don't need to know. You're just going to modify this one if-then statement. And the statement should always print out just one character and use print, not print line, to print out one character. So right now it's printing out, so it's checking if the grayscale value is greater than 50. I can switch that to a different value and I can print off a different character. Maybe I want to print off something not so bright, maybe like an O here, maybe a capital O. And I can run it again. Oh, there was a compile error. Oh, I didn't quite type that in right. Let's try that. Okay, now we'll run it again. And now it's generating a different output here that I can do. So your job, I'm going to close some of these outputs here, is to do that. And what you probably want to do is print off a number of different characters, set up some, so if the grayscale value is greater than 200, maybe you print off one character. And if it's greater than 100, you print off another character. You should probably be printing off at least 5 or 6 different types of characters. Some of them that use more ink, some of them that use less ink. So, and then run it. So see if you can try to come up with some different if then and else statements in here that would print off characters. So you get just more variation. So we're kind of like trying to get to this point.
Oh, yeah, yeah, so. Oh. Yeah. Like, yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Yeah, like how. Yeah, pretty close. Oh. Oh, and so there's no correlation, so. Yeah. So like.
That was great.
Oh.
That's what you say there. You do certain.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No. It's right there, right? Click on that. Click on that or click on the little triangle. So, okay. Now what do you see there? Try to source back. I'll try that one. I'll try that. So it'll show up here and it'll be inside, it'll always be inside source, and you might have to look at different folders inside source, but you'll look in there and it'll find it.
So glad it
That's-
Let's
Let's see what.
No, if it don't look project like it did, there should be some pictures already in it.
That's it. I'll have to-
No, you don't. No, I said, well, just run it. See that?
No.
Yeah. but no,
Oh,
okay.
wait. Oh, no, you can just.
Yep.
Wait, no. How do I do that? Yeah. No. I lost the shot.
What do you do here?
Well, I knew the ranges from 49 to 45. So we did ranges. Yeah, I mean,
So-
under it.
Okay, so sometimes it's printing off more than one, I think, yeah,
Yeah.
so what are these, so. What are,
This one was already here.
okay, so I would get rid of that, I mean, yeah, you don't, you should just be printing off one
Yeah.
or the other of those, that's the same.
Yeah, so, okay, now. don't think I saw that. Oh, no.
So again, you want to be checking out from, you just want to be modifying this one code in this one method, the output ASCII here, and don't do anything below this line. It says, do not modify anything below this line there. So just do this if then. And again, you want to be checking for different grayscale values and outputting different values. Generally, the grayscale value of high should be a lighter one, like a dot or a space or something like that. And then a lower grayscale value should be a darker character, something with lots of ink in it there. Now you can actually, we can actually, if you want, I can actually print off all the ASCII value, all the values here. I'm just going to do that real quick so you can see what that looks like here. This is kind of what the image looks like here as far as the dog goes. So values where some of the values will be like 170, 180 up to 255, but a lot of them in the 170, 180 range. But some of the lighter ones go down to, again, 40s, 30s here, and then right around the dog, you know, the bright stuff is 1, 10, stuff like that. So there's a lot of differences, and so there's a lot of 50s, a lot of 40s, but then there's a bunch of hundreds in here, a lot of 180s here. So you want to be checking for different values when you do this. So like I just did 200 and 100 and anything, and that doesn't work very well. So you want to probably try some different numbers, some different values. And you, again, probably want to do like 5 or 6 different values. You just look here how many characters. There's a colon, a plus. You don't have to do it just like this, but I bet he has 5 or 6 different characters that are printing out there that you want to do. So keep working on it. See if you can get this to work here. So once you've got a good picture, you want to share it with the world. Well, maybe not the world, but maybe the class here. So we're gonna have you share it with the class here. So the discussion area this week is set up for this. So if you go back to Unit 3, there's a discussion area. And again, by Sunday, we want you to post your picture here. So you can go to the discussion area. And you can see some other people's posted their art, and you just want to start a new thread. So here's Tom's sample from class here. And here is my cat art. I used this image. I used a separate image to get a cat, so I'm just going to post that. You don't have to, because you're probably just using one of the standard ones, but I'm just going to post the cat image I used here. Here is my ASCII. And I'm going to do this now. There's a couple ways you can try to just copy this picture like this and paste it in here. I don't like how that looks so much. So another thing you can do is just do a screen capture. So you can maybe do a screen, there's a couple ways of doing screen capture. I'm gonna do a screen capture, I'm gonna make this a little bigger maybe, and do a screen capture with, I'm gonna hold down Windows Shift S. The Windows Shift S button, that'll bring me in screen capture mode, and then I can just grab this image here. And then I can go over here and I should be able to just paste it in there. So then there'll be an image. And then you can kind of zoom in and out whatever length you want. So there's my image for that. Oops. So post your image by Sunday night, whenever you want here. And again, if you get done with this, remember you can start looking at the practice problems. There's a whole set of practice problems here, which are good coding exercises. They start with the clothing picture, Northern Lights, and they get more and more complicated as you go, as each tab goes to the right. So if you get done with this problem, consider using that. So that's all we'll be doing today. We'll hopefully, our goal today is get you to a point where you've got an image you want to post today, you certainly can. But again, you have got to post. Oh, and also by Sunday, you have to reply, or by Monday, you have to reply to 2 people's posts. Remember that.